Yo, what's going on, guys? Welcome to my patch 8.13 mid lane SoloQ tier list. A couple of people have been hitting me up to make a new tier list, so I thought I would. In all honesty though, not much has changed. There's been like small incremental changes, mostly through the C, B, and A tiers. The S tier is pretty much exactly the same from 2 patches ago. You saw nerfs to Aurelia and Zoe. They weren't really relevant. Like the champions are still extremely strong in the mid lane, and it's not going to change any of the matchups. So those champions are going to sit in S tier. Talon, of course, kicking it off is just fucking disgusting. I hate that champion right now. Talon and Nocturne, I pretty much try and insta-ban these two. If these two champions are in my game, I'm usually not having fun, so I try and get rid of those two champions. Twisted Fate is great. You still got to be a little bit careful when you pick him, but he has pretty good matchups. He holds the map together like glue. Vladimir also got nerfed. 0.2 off of his E AP scaling. He's still a great team fighter. He can still just wombo the entire team with full AP, like a Spellbind, a Death Cap. The build is obnoxious, and it's going to one-shot teams in the mid game, so it's still a great champion. His matchup, he has great matchups in the mid lane. You want to avoid things like maybe the Mals and the Cassie and stuff like that, but there's ways to work around it. Other than that, you've got the LeBlanc, of course, still popping up in the mid lane. You counter things like the Zoe, you can counter things like the TF, Aurelion. It's a pretty good pick if you're just looking to hard stomp your mid laner. Lots of mobility for the 2v2 early skirmishes, etc. And then lastly, for my S tier mids, you got the Aurelion Soul still. He's still definitely one of the better mids in the, like, of course, he's seen small nerfs and a couple of his counters have got buffs, but he's still that SoloQ champion that has continuous shove, continuous roams. You can just impact the map and hold an incredibly high win rate. Now moving down to the A tier, you got things like the Malzahar, the Swain. These are just the simple champions. Karthus even. These are very strong champions. They're very basic. You only need like 10 or so games on them, and you'll start be able to get pretty good win rates in ranked, and you're going to be able to hopefully climb up a couple of divisions on this patch. What else to talk about? Kassadin. Kassadin fucking huge buffs. I really wish I could put Kassadin in the S tier. Like 2 to 3 item Kassadin is fucking S tier. He's so strong right now. But the meta doesn't really favor him because a lot of these games are determined in the first 10 minutes, and Kassadin is just sitting in lane, farming, under tower, trying to get that raw, trying to get that tier. You're not really having that much of an early game impact, so I can't put Kassadin S, but if you're looking to a counter into something like Zoe, LeBlanc, Aurelion, pick up that Kassadin, try and scale, and pop off in the mid to late. Another champion you see moving up in the A tier is Jace. Jace is actually really strong right now. He has really favorable matchups in the mid lane. He absolutely stomps at 1 and 2 item power spikes, which is where the game is really determined right now. So Jace, and also Zed, of course, he's still sticking in the A tier. He's very strong. And the lethality build it helps so much to get that early snowball that you need in this patch. Moving down now to my B tier champions, you got Heimerdinger, who has actually moved up. I think with the removal of Banner of Command, who actually just hard countered Heimerdinger extremely hard. Like if I was versing a Heimer, I would instantly, like if I'm playing pretty much any mid lane champion, I would just go Banner of Command and just laugh in his face as he tried to deal with the buffed up minion. But now that that's removed, Heimer actually pretty much can't be shoved out of mid lane. He's extremely strong. So if you're looking for just a extremely, I don't know if I want to say fun, but just like frustrating champion for your enemy to play, you can pick this up and you can actually get a pretty good win rate with him. Moving across, you got Lissandra, who's moving up. Lissa's seeing a lot more play, especially by pro players. It's definitely a counter pick to the funnel strategy. She has really good clear. It's extremely hard to put her behind. She has a long range E to escape. Ultimate to either point and click, CC somebody, or just CC yourself so you can't get on DPS down. It's a super strong pick. You've also got Yasuo. Yasuo is strong, okay, but I definitely think that it's a hard champion to play, and you definitely need to have like 100+ games. You need to have some type of synergy with your teammates. So, I mean, unless you're looking to this one-trick Yasuo, I don't really recommend it. Like, even Dopa was talking about the other day how all these people are trying to play things like Yasuo and Aurelia, and they never even touch these bruiser-type champions, and they just int. And that's exactly what I've been seeing this patch. Like, people who haven't traditionally been playing these type of champions, try and play them on this patch, like, oh yeah, Yasuo, Aurelia, freaking broken right now, let's play it. They just int. They're hard champions to play. It takes more than a patch to really learn and start getting good win rates. And then you got Katarina as well. Katarina is still the low elo stomper. It's a great champion, but into all these bruises, a lot of this CC type comps, it's very hard to pop off in the team fights. You just get focused down too quickly. Lastly is my C tier champions, guys. These are all the rejects. I'm not going to say that you can't play these champions. You got things like the Diana, the Brand, Orianna even got buffed this patch, but it just doesn't really, it just didn't address her problems right now. So I don't think Orianna is going to be seeing any type of increased play, especially in SoloQ. Like maybe you can pull it out in a competitive team, maybe with like a big Wombo type comp with a Sejuani or something like that, or Khan perhaps, but in SoloQ, I don't think Orianna is going to be matching the champions like the Zoe, LeBlanc, Talon right now. So that's pretty much it for my mid lane SoloQ tier list, guys. I'm not going to run you through every single type of champion, because if you want to pick up a champion and main it, just go for it, spam it, learn every single trade, every single matchup, and I'm sure you're going to do well. But with that in mind, if you're looking to pick up a new champion, I recommend the S or the A tiers. If you're a bit newbie, maybe your ping's high, you're not really mechanical, go for that green or blue. Maybe you're an extremely mechanical player, but you're not too smart with macro. Maybe go for the red and just look to continuously outplay people and just run it down mid and get that Nexus. So until next time, guys, I'll catch you later.